I'm Duane Roelfs of Servants United Parish. I will be leading daily devotions with you. The basis for these daily devotions is from Christ in Her Home, a daily devotional series. The Bible readings are from the Revised Standard Version. For Tuesday, November 2nd, our reading is from Acts, the 7th chapter, verses 17 through 29. But as the time of the promise drew near, which God had granted to Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt, till there arose over Egypt another king who had not known Joseph. He dealt craftily with our race and forced our fathers to expose their infants, that they might not be kept alive. At this time Moses was born and was beautiful before God, and he was brought up for 3 months in his father's house. And when he was exposed, Pharaoh's daughter adopted him and brought him up as her own son. And Moses was instructed in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and he was mightily in his words and deeds. When he was 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the sons of Israel. And seeing one of them being wrong, he defended the oppressed man and avenged him by striking the Egyptian. He supposed that his brethren understood that God was giving them deliverance by his hand, but they did not understand. And on the following day he appeared to them as they were quarreling and would have reconciled them, saying, "Men, you are brethren, why do you wrong each other?" But the man who was wronging his neighbor thrust him aside, saying, "Who made you a ruler and a judge over us? Do you want to kill me as you killed the Egyptian yesterday?" At this retort, Moses fled and became an exile in the land of Midian, where he became the father of 2 sons. The word of the Lord. Unlikely heroes. She's an unlikely heroine. We don't get her name, yet God's promise is fulfilled through this outsider's act. Pharaoh's daughter adopts a baby found floating down the Nile. The baby is Moses, who will lead God's people out of Egypt. Pharaoh's daughter knows the baby is a Hebrew, not one of her people, but she picks him up and loves him as her own. What courage! What a surprise! The story of God's people enslaved in Egypt doesn't show much sympathy for ancient Egyptians. If this were an old-time play, we hiss when they came on the scene. Yet Pharaoh's daughter surprises us with love. This section of Acts is a retelling of how God fulfills promises. These promises are often fulfilled through unlikely heroes and outsiders who prove faithful. God can use anyone to do God's work. An Egyptian woman without a name. A man who thought his speech wasn't good enough. A person like me. A person like you. Our prayer. God, we praise you for keeping your promises. Surprise us by the ways you still do so. Amen. Please join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.